Welcome, welcome, rockers and music lovers. This episode, we're going to take a deep dive into what I consider 30 of the greatest rock intros of all time. What makes a great intro? Well, in my opinion, it is how memorable is this riff? Is this a riff you want to hear over and over? Is it one that is instantly recognizable? If so, well, that it could have the signature of a great riff. And of course, does it stand the test of time? We are going to go over some riffs, some intros that go from the 50s all the way up to the 2000s. There's a little bit in here for everybody, and all of these songs have something unique to offer. Why did I pick these particular songs? It was not because I think they are the best rock songs out there. I think they are important songs, and I think that they all have something unique, that they bring something unique to the table. It's not going to be a whole bunch of songs that sound the same. Number 30 could be at number 1. Number 2 could be at number 15. There is no order in what I'm doing here. This is just 30 songs that I learned something from, that had an effect on me at some point in my playing career. So without further ado, let's get right to the first one on the list. At number 30, this is one by Iron Maiden. Why is it on this list? Because it's instantly recognizable. You know it right away, and you know what you're in for as soon as you hear it. This one is called The Trooper. Check it out. At number 29, this was the first song that I ever heard by Alice in Chains. It's completely unique. First of all, it's got a great melody, but mostly it's the opening riff. So most people would be, right? But no, Jerry Cantrell. That's a minor 7th. What a great interval. And then I love the way that, which is played with a talk box. Jerry's using a talk box while Lane Staley is doubling it vocally. Anyway, great riff. At 27, Ain't Talking About Love from Van Halen 1. Classic riff. I love that arpeggiated A minor to the F to the G. Classic stuff. So at number 26, one of my favorite riffs of all time. This one starts off real clean at the beginning, and it just builds up and builds up and builds up, but it's all pretty much taken from this one simple riff. It starts off clean and it gets heavier and heavier until the vocals come in, which is probably a minute into the song. I was mesmerized the first time I heard this, and this is Enter Sandman by Metallica. And then it just kicks in and gets real heavy. What's up? Like, what a way to get so much out of that one. But talk about unique. I love that tritone in there. At number 25, we have one by Lenny Kravitz. When I first heard this one, it is just a pure hook. It just grabs you right away. It's about 5 or 6 notes, and that's all you need. This one is called Are You Gonna Go My Way? And then the bass comes. What I really want to know is, are you gonna go my way? What a great riff. Number 24, I'm gonna change guitars to my G-Tune Stratocaster. Be right back. Here we are. Okay, this is a G-Tune guitar. Tuned to open G, one of my favorite tunings. I use this so often, even in my own songs. I love this one. So this one is from the Rolling Stones. I could do a top 30 intro guitar riffs just on the Rolling Stones. Keith Richards, he was a riff meister, and this is, in my opinion, one of his most memorable. You know what it is with the first 2 chords, the first 2 notes. I can name that tune in 2 notes. Anybody could. At number 24, Start Me Up. Stop it. All right, for number 23, I'm going back to my gold top Moriphone. Be right back. And we're back. All right. So at number 23, not my favorite Guns N' Roses song by a long shot, but it is a hugely memorable intro. You cannot deny it. You know you're on this carnival ride within the first 3 notes, and of course, I am talking about Sweet Child of Mine. What I like about Sweet Child of Mine is that Slash does an amazing job of arpeggiating the 3 basic chords of the intro, which is D, C, G, and then back to. All right, check out how it works over the 3 chords I have on my looper here. Great intro. But number 22, this one might surprise some people, but I still think it is one of the greatest intros in rock history. Of course, this song is known for Eddie Van Halen playing some crazy solo in a song that which you wouldn't expect it in, which is by a pop artist, the so-called king of pop, Michael Jackson. And this one is called Beat It. At number 22, it's Beat It. Why do I think this is such a great intro? Well, Eddie Van Halen has nothing to do with the intro. As a matter of fact, the guy playing all the guitars on this, except for the solo, is none other than Steve Lukather of Toto, who is one of the biggest session musicians ever. You have heard him play on so many records that you don't even know it's him. He is just an incredible musician and so generous and so appropriate. So here we go. At number 22, we have Michael Jackson, Beat It. also get another riff on top of that because Steve Lukather is such a great player. And that also, that second riff drives this. Check this out. I've got the main riff on my looper. It just goes so well together. Number 22, Beat It. So before we get too far on this, I would just like to say, please, if you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and leave your comments for us to see what you think of what we're doing. If you feel that we are giving value here, if you're having fun watching this, or even if you're learning a little something off of it, please let us know. Let me know what you would like us to cover in the future as well in the comments. And let's get back to the list right now. At number 21, one of my early guitar influences. I remember listening to Double Live Gonzo until the vinyl wore out, and this one is one of his earliest songs off of, I believe, his first album called Ted Nugent, and this one is called Stranglehold. What I love about this riff is that it's 95% of the song is just this drone in A. It's a great A Dorian jam. You can have so much fun with this, and it is so groovy and so sexy and so much fun. So, at number 21, Stranglehold. Here come the drums. So for this one, we're going to go back to the 60s. This one was written by Steppenwolf and was used in the movie Easy Rider. And of course, it is Born to Be Wild. What a classic guitar intro. Everyone knows this one as soon as you hear it. And it's not like anything else that we've had on the list so far. So let's check this out. And then comes the bass. Get your motor running. Get out on the highway. It takes that old blues riff and it turns it right on its head, makes it heavy. Born to Be Wild. I don't think any rock intro list would be complete without adding in Led Zeppelin. There are so many incredible intros that Jimmy Page has come up with, and this one is no exception. This one is also paired up, it has that crazy guitar solo in the middle, and it's paired up with Livin' Lovin' Maid, of course. Number 19, this one is called Heartbreaker. Then the vocals come. And then leading into the guitar solo, they take that riff and they just bring it through the changes. It is so cool. And then all that noodly stuff. It's great. What a massive riff. At number 18 by AC/DC, one of the most instantly recognizable riffs of all time. Do I need to tell you what it is? It's Thunderstruck, of course. It's really crazy. It goes from like a B major arpeggio to a... It's like a E minor. You've been thunderstruck. It's like, it just goes on, and you can listen to it forever. Way to go, Angus. So at number 17, we have probably the only one-hit wonder on this list, and it is Ram Jam. They put out this crazy song in the 70s. This is like this prog fusion with southern rock, and it was called Black Betty, and it was an amazing jam. And what really drove the song was this intro with the big with the big gong. And then the big bass. Wow, Black Betty, bam, lamb. But it's really the intro. And when we get to that riff, these guys mean business. You know it. At number 16, we have an intro from one of my favorite bands. I love the Eagles. I think they are an incredible vocal band. They wrote great songs, insane vocal harmonies, and in that band is one of my favorite guitar players as well, Joe Walsh. He just has this crazy rock and roll swagger, this sloppy precision playing that just has so much vibe. And this song started as a picking exercise that he was doing during practice, and one of the other guys in the band, I think it was John Henley, perked up and said, wow, what is that riff? We should make a song out of it. And it is, of course, Life in the Fast Lane. Check this out. Of course, there's 3 guitars by then, but the intro is unforgettable. I think you'll agree. So at number 15, here is the first entry from one of my favorite bands ever. I love ZZ Top, and I think Billy F. Gibbons is one of the classiest guitar players out there. He is so smooth and soulful in all that he does. And this is one of the most recognizable intros in rock history. You know exactly what song this is the second you hear it. He does something really cool. So with a Les Paul style guitar with a 3-way switch here, I have on my bridge pickup my full distortion sound. And on the neck pickup, I have a much cleaner sound. And that's how Billy does it on the record. He uses the pickup selector. You can hear on the neck pickup, you have a little bit of a warmer. Have mercy. How. And then right back. I love Les Pauls for that. All right. And at number 14, A song that just blew my mind the first time I heard it. This intro just grabbed me. From the Electric Ladyland album, 1969. Voodoo Child, Slight Return. And number 13, one of the most electrifying riffs ever. When I heard this, I was a little kid and the hair on the back of my neck stood up because I just felt the pain and the urgency in this one. And it is none other than Eric Clapton in Derek and the Dominos. And this is Layla, the electric version. And then it just goes off onto a whole other tangent. But what a great opening riff. You can feel the pain and the urgency. Amazing. So at number 12, one of my childhood heroes. This guy, in my humble opinion, invented rock and roll. There was nothing like this before this guy. Chuck Berry was the first guitar hero. Johnny Be Good. And of course, this has been covered by so many great guitar players. Frank Marino had an incredible version on Mahogany Rush Live. And of course, the incredible version that Jimi Hendrix did of this one. So, horn key. Johnny Be Good. At number 11, one of the most recognizable riffs in rock history, and especially so because it was even a crossover hit 10 years after its original release, almost 10 years after its original release. Walk This Way by Aerosmith was a big hit in the mid 70s, and then again when they teamed up with Run DMC at a time where Aerosmith seemed to be going nowhere. This collaboration with Run DMC breathed new life and gave them a new opportunity to have a whole second career. Then they have really gone through the stratospheres since then. They have released so much incredible music, but I am a really old Aerosmith fan. I love the first 4 or 5 albums. I just think they're incredible. Right up to Rocks. I think Aerosmith Rocks was their pinnacle of their real rock and roll attitude. They were just unstoppable. And of course, they had a little downturn after that, and they came right back with Walk This Way with Run DMC. But I'm going to pay homage to the original one that I know from Toys in the Attic. So at number 11, Walk This Way with that incredible. At number 9, Blue Oyster Cult, one of the best intros ever. Of course, arpeggiating a great riff that starts off in A minor. Don't Fear the Reaper at number 9. Fear the Reaper. Number 8, heading up to the 2000s, we got one by a duo that saying that they were brother and sister, but we found out maybe later on that they were actually husband and wife or something other than brother and sister. That is not our issue. What is our issue is the incredible intro that Jack White made for Seven Nation Army. It sounds like a bass, but really what it is, it's a guitar into a whammy pedal that's shot down an octave. So I'm going to put my guitar into an octaver. And he just sings over that. You know what that is. 2 notes. Boom, 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 boom. It's a winner. Come on. Seven Nation Army. At number 7, we have Back in Black by AC/DC, one of the most recognizable riffs ever, and one of the shortest, most recognizable riffs ever. Most people would know just by hearing. What song is that? You got it. Back in Black. So at number 6, it's time to break out the Rollin' Jazz Chorus 120, turn that chorus up, plug yourself in a nice Fender Telecaster, and you have some great classic Police tones. Andy Summers made some really amazing riffs, and this is one of them. You know what song that is immediately. Right on. So at number 5, we have another entry from Led Zeppelin. What I love about this song is that the intro is basically the song. It is a 1-chord wonder, and it is an amazing groove with an amazing vocal. Albeit they did kind of take the words from Muddy Waters. You Need Love. This one, of course, is A Whole Lot of Love. Basically, the whole song happens in 1 chord, and I just think it's an incredible intro, but it's an incredible song as well, with such little amounts of material in there. So here you go. You know what it is the second you hear it. The bass comes in. It's always a winner. Everybody loves a good riff. Of course, there are songs that are iconic, and there are songs that are more than iconic, that have become cliches and have come back around again, and to tap us on the shoulder and say, "Hey, remember me? This is one of the greatest riffs of all time." And of course, I'm talking about Deep Purple, and I'm talking about Ritchie Blackmore's Ascending Fourths. Smoke on the Water. And then the bass comes in and the drums come in. It's so easy. Instantly recognizable and, of course, memorable, even when 1,000 guitar players are playing it at the same time. At number 3, one of my favorite bands of all time. I can never get enough, whether it's with Dio or with Ozzy. I love Black Sabbath. So when I heard the Paranoid album, every song on that album blew my mind, but especially this one. And it starts off with that thudding bass drum. Doom, 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 doom. So heavy. Doom, doom. Bending behind the nut. That's crazy. Oh, oh. I am Iron Man. Do. So that is only one part of the song. The song goes all over the place, but that bending behind the nut, that intro. Just amazing. I love that one. So at number 2, we're going to dip back into the ZZ Top pool. The Reverend Billy Gibbons created a real catchy, hooky masterpiece with this one. And with the late, great Dusty Hill on vocals, you just can't go wrong. This one, of course, is Tush, one of the ultimate jam songs of all time. So simple. So thank you for sticking with me all this time. We are down to the last position. That doesn't mean this is the best intro on the list. It just means that it's an important one. And of course, this one is Satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction, but I try, and I try, and I try, and I try. The reason that this one is on this list is because it is so darn recognizable, and also because Keith Richards wrote it in his sleep. My name is Dwayne Dixon, aka Double D. Thank you for spending this time with me. It is always a pleasure and an honor to share these ideas with you. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see me cover in the future, and it would be my pleasure to get around to that and to help you out so we can grow and learn together. This has been Double D's Rock School. I'll see you on the next one.